Today is design number 2 in my fall 2024 nail art collection series. So this design I'm going to call a walk or a day in the pumpkin patch. So when I think of pumpkin patch or a day in the pumpkin patch, I think of picking pumpkins obviously, as well as maybe doing some apple picking later that day. I also see it as a day where the weather is crisp, it's cool, it's breezy, it's cloudy. You hear the fall leaves crunching under your feet. You get to wear your favorite plaid shirt, and it's just so nice out. And I wanted to include some scarecrows. I really like the scarecrows that you see as like the vintage looking ones. I really like the ones that you get, like the ones that you see people make where they have like the straw inside of the shirt. I think it's really, really cool when you get that look, as well as obviously lots of pumpkins. And one of those signs that I feel like is in every single pumpkin patch or apple orchard where it says pumpkins that way, apples the other way type thing. I really wanted to include that as well, and basically just make this design, like I said, a walk or a day in the pumpkin patch. And I feel like I achieved it pretty good. I will say though that I did make a few mistakes with this design, which I will talk about right now. And the first mistake I made was I messed up the angle on this multiple times without even realizing I did it, because I was trying out a new way of filming. I'm always trying out different things with my YouTube channel, and I completely forgot in some clips when I was trying to draw like tiny details, I forgot that I was filming, and I put the nail up closer to my face instead of in the camera lens. So I had to cut those clips out, which I apologize for that. That happens sometimes. And also, the other thing that I thought made this design look a little bit not as best as it could was the fact that I feel like the lighting was really, really off in this video. Like, the sun kept going behind the clouds, which I'm not complaining about because it was a very lovely breeze that went through. But it made the lighting be like a shadow, which I feel like was not good when you're trying to film a YouTube video, because obviously you want good lighting to get like the full aspect of the design. But anyway, I really liked how this design turned out. Now when it comes to this design, you can draw your scarecrows with whatever you want. I just chose to keep a very simple color palette for this because I wanted to keep everything very simplistic, and basically all of the detail work is done using acrylic paint, and the base polish, like it was shown in the beginning, is Zoya Val. I wanted it to be like a neutral base polish and then having the color on top of it. That's been one of my favorite ways to do nail art lately. So I also wanted there to be like you picked a big basket full of pumpkins and it's just sitting in the grass. I will have everything I'm using linked in the description box below. And then, of course, we have to add another pumpkin patch behind Mr. Scarecrow here, because, of course, Mr. Scarecrow has to guard the pumpkins from the crows. I didn't add any crows, like I said. Or, I didn't add any crows in general to this design. And I wanted to do, like, squiggles of grass around the pumpkins to make it look like you were walking into a pumpkin patch and there was a bunch of grass and leaves and vines that you're walking through. Now I chose to do this design with a shiny finish because I thought that would really bring out the like the shininess of the pumpkins. However, if you prefer a matte finish, you can totally do that as well. I also wanted to add some details to that basket. This was one of those shots that did not, or one of those little clips that did not, you know, make it 100% perfectly, but it was still savable. And then here are just some more little pumpkins sitting in the pumpkin patch waiting to be picked. And I'm just adding a little bit of detail to that pumpkin. This part is completely optional, but I tried to make those pumpkins look as realistic as I possibly could. And here I am adding the top coat. Now, one thing when it comes to nail art and top coat is acrylic paint will smear if it is not completely dry. So just make sure you let that completely dry first, and then you add your top coat. So this was design number 2 of my 2024 fall nail art collection, and that's it.